I started my volunteering experience at the Puddle Jumpers premises based in Adelaide at 9:30 on a rainy Monday morning. A truck filled with food was already parked in the yard, in front of a big shed. I knew that I would be helping with community food night preparation, which is a family strengthening program for families and people in need. I was prepared to work hard, but other than that, I didn't know exactly what to expect. Elise, the coordinator, Adam, one of the volunteers, and Sarah, who was there with her support worker, Brian, had already started putting some marquees up, so I joined in. I noticed that Sarah did not speak, nor did she have total control of her hands and arms. It was apparent from the way they were interacting with Sarah that Adam and Elise knew her well. Sarah was really friendly, and she communicated by motioning her hands as well as by producing different sounds. She showed me little spots of rain on her jacket, but we kept working, dodging the puddles. With the marquees up and stalls in place, it was time to unload and sort the food out. I wanted to find out more about Sarah so that I could be more aware of her needs. Brian shared with me that on Mondays he and Sarah volunteer together. For the rest of the week, Sarah is learning to become a barista. Their goal is to enable Sarah to find employment. He told me that sometimes she gets a little bit distracted from what she is doing, but that he is able to help her stay focused. Talking to Brian prompted me to think of Nietzsche's normalization principle, which was first formulated in 1969, but since then revised in 1985. The revised definition states, making available to all persons with intellectual disabilities or other handicaps patterns of life and conditions of everyday living which are as close as possible to, or indeed the same as, the regular circumstances and ways of life of society. Even though Nietzsche's normalization principle was groundbreaking in terms of inclusion, the issue here is to change attitudes towards what is normal. Who decides what is normal and what is abnormal? If we look at this statistically, normal is the average of a set of data, also called normal distribution of data. So is it the statistical deviation from the norm criteria we use to decide who is normal and who is abnormal? Or perhaps within social norms criteria, abnormal behavior is simply behavior that goes against the rules that society has established for what is considered normal and acceptable? Does Sarah need to learn to stay more focused so that she can fit in the regular ways of life and find employment? Or does she need more encouragement with her social interaction skills considering her positive attitude towards people? At that point, I also reflected upon the fact that being born in Social Federative Republic of Yugoslavia, I grew up in an egalitarian society, which is a system that based its ideology on equality. This system was not accommodating to differences. For example, in some Eastern European countries, including Yugoslavia, right-handed writing was compulsory in schools. I remember when a teacher walked in a classroom one day and told me that I needed to stop writing with my left hand and learn how to write with my right hand. After a while, because teachers could not read my handwriting, I was allowed to switch back. Back at Puddle Jumpers, Sarah joined in and communicated to me that she was 21 years old and gestured to me to find out my age. By using different motions, she explained the process of making coffee. The three of us talked about the custom-made coffee machine, which has been ordered for Sarah, and how this should provide her with work that she is able to do and enjoy. What I had observed in Sarah's and Brian's relationship motivated me to think about a kind of teacher I would like to become. I would like to be able to create an environment in classrooms that allows students to follow their own innate interests and aspirations in order to help them learn and achieve their full potential. It was nearly 1 p.m. when more groceries were delivered from the local supermarket. I kept unloading and sorting. It stopped raining, but the puddles were still there, and more volunteers arrived. By the time we got the work done, the families were already lining up in front of the gate. As well as the food market, there was a hairdressing salon, a kids' play zone, and a coffee and tea station with chairs and tables. My volunteering with Puddle Jumpers finished on Wednesday. The experience was so much more than I had expected. Apart from the food nights, where some of the leftover food goes to shelters and the kitchens in the city, there are the food rescue teams as well as the camps organized during the school holidays for young people that need extra support during this time. Being Serbian, I experienced war growing up. The wars were a result of some people not tolerating different cultures or religions. I knew that some of the people at Puddle Jumpers that night had left their own homes and countries because of war or poverty or in search of a safe and better life. At Puddle Jumpers, these families can feel safe and socially included. I believe that everyone, regardless of their heritage, backgrounds, or abilities, should experience splashing in the rain and jumping in puddles.